All right, let's go to the next one. This is Elijah B.A.'s A Philosopher. All right. Oh, the colon's just missing. Okay, so Elijah B is the guy asking the question. The question is, as a philosopher, I want to say that only God is or can possibly be perfect. How do I reconcile this with Matthew 5:48? Jesus says here, you therefore must be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. Okay, so Elijah B, as a philosopher, you know that arguments over definitions of words is where so many of the philosophical debates actually end. It's how do you define the word? How do you define the term? Here, you have to look at how you're using the term perfect when you say only God is perfect. Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. That word perfect isn't meant to include every possible thing. Yes. Sarah's going. My assistant, I've told her to call me if the stream dies, and apparently the stream's blinking in and out enough that she's like, I probably should call, and then she calls and it works again. So the trick, Sarah, is to call me whenever the stream starts to die, and then that makes it start working. That's the trick. Thank you, Sarah, for fixing the stream. So I think we're just looking at the word differently. Let's look at what Jesus is talking about. And does he mean you must be perfect in the all-inclusive and highest ontological fashion in which your heavenly Father is perfect? Or does he mean something else? Well, we'll just look at the verses. So you've heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than the others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? You therefore must be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. The perfection Jesus is asking here is not that you have, like, say, all knowledge, you have perfect knowledge of all things. He's talking about behaving in ways that reflect the love and the goodness of God towards others. And that word perfect in the Greek is a lot more flexible than the word in English is. It can mean complete. It can mean mature. It can mean like full grown. He's saying that your character will have grown into more godlike character. That's how I would just say this is not a philosophical statement about the nature of God. And that's why I wouldn't worry about that.